you had a bit of a strange tryout with WWE for your last tryout. Yeah. I think you were wrestling Charlie Haas, and you were supposed to have 2 days of tryouts, and it got cut off. Do you want to just go over that whole situation?
The whole thing is also I kept, it's like every time I showed up to a tryout after, let's say 2000, nobody remembered me, not because they don't remember, because I was not going to say, I was Pierre of the Quebecers, blah, blah, blah. Like, Ricky Simbo didn't know who I was, or all the new agents that were there that weren't there when I was there. They saw a kid come out, like, not that I look like a kid, but, someone getting a tryout. They don't know he's a former tag team champion. He's a former WCW guy. He's a former main eventer at the Montreal Forum or at Molson Center, or they don't know, like, nobody knew me apart from Vince and Pat Patterson. All the other agents, they just took me as someone who was trying to make it into the business. So when I was giving my ideas about what we should do during the match, was nah, that's not good. Nah, that's not gonna work. No, that's not gonna work. And Charlie Haas knew who I was. He says, I'm gonna give you a job here. You'll see. We'll have a hell of a match. But the whole day, I was running after him to get 2 minutes with him to call, to try to get some spot into the match. And I said, okay, I'm gonna do some MMA stuff. Okay, I'm going to use my kick, my Muay Thai. So every time I was trying to implant something new, and he was coming back with something on his own that was better than mine. So it was a big ego things, and he had a job. He got let go not too long after that. He was complaining, we don't have the right referee. We should have the small guy. This guy is too tall. I gotta arrange things with my wife. It's not right the way that they're treating me. So he's having a bad day, Charlie Haas. I don't blame it on him. He's just having a bad day. And me, I'm really, really, like, when I'm having a match, I really like, to make sure that we're on the same page and everything's going to go smoothly and good, and he's never available. And I came out, had a good haircut, I thought, really nice, like some slides, some mohawks, some blonde and everything. And just before I get into the ring, he says, John Laurinaitis came up to me and says, Carl, here I'm going to help you out. He says, Vince really hates UFC, and he thinks your haircut looks like a job guy, so we're going to shave your head. And that gave me a slap in the face just before going into the ring, because I thought my look, all the boys, Jericho, everybody that knew me, they went like, fuck, it's looking good, And of course, we on the way to having my hair cut, we crossed Dave Finlay, which we never really got along that great, because the first time that me and Nelson Veilleux were in England, you have Dave Taylor in the front, Dave Finlay driving, me and Nelson in the back. We don't know we're speaking French the whole way. They get pissed because they don't know what we're saying. If we talk about the other boys, whatever, we get tons of heat, for speaking French in the territory. So after we knew we had picked up a lot of heat, we started speaking English to each other. But it's funny when you're two French guys speaking in English. But I never, even when I was working for Otto, I always felt like with Finlay it was not clicking that much. It was okay, good jokes, good everything, but a little something was missing there. So we went by Finlay. Hey, Dave, what do you think of his haircut? Oh, he looks like a mullet, So it was just like, kissing Johnny's ass.
Finlay had a mullet for his entire career in WCW.
Kind of like kissing Johnny's ass a little bit there, so it didn't help my cause, Nobody stood up for me, so I had to shave my head. And fuck, it was because I came up with a big angle for me and Sean. So at the curtain, where's the gorilla position, you had Shawn Michaels, Vince, Pat Patterson, John Laurinaitis. It was a huge fucking table with big names on it.
They're all there to watch your match.
Yeah, watch my match. And the beginning, the MMA stuff that I really want to implant in the match, you know, I held my ideas. They weren't good ideas. But, you know, it's something like, if you have a feel for something and you don't do it, you're gonna regret it. If you go and do it and it doesn't work, at least you've tried them, you know, you're not gonna have regret. You're not gonna regret them. But I was going against the waves too, like, everybody was saying, no, it's not gonna work. I thought it was gonna work, so I wanted to do it. But I don't think that Charlie Haas made it look good either. So after 5 minutes, you know, they start calling, they go home. So I had to get, I got 2-3 good moves in there, like a spinning elbow in the corner. But then I met with John and said, Carl, what do you think of your match? I said, to be honest, it wasn't good. It was pretty bad. Except, you know, 2 or 3 things that were looking good. Bobby said, there's no need for you to come to Philly tomorrow. Just take the car and drop it in Montreal. So I drove from Connecticut, in the reservation there. What's the name of the reservation?
I don't know.
Casino.
Mohegan
Sun.
Yeah.
Arena.
Yeah.
All the way to Montreal airport. It was like 20 hours. You have time to think, you know. It's a slap in the face. It's a kick in the ass. It's pretty depressing, you know. It's this business, you know. You have to be strong mentally, you know, because you're going from some fucking crazy highs to some fucking crazy lows, you know. It's a roller coaster life like you cannot imagine. That's why so many guys are dead, suicidal. They can't cope with life anymore because they live so much adrenaline, so much frenzy, so much craziness, you know, so much energy, positively great and good, that you can lift a roof. And then the next Monday, you're reading on Raw what's going on, and you're depressing, you know, it's nothing's gonna happen, or, you know, you're going down the drain and there's nothing for you. So I remember sometimes being like weeks, you know, waiting for phone calls, like while I was in Power Pro in Memphis, wrestling in front of 25 people in different gymnasiums. And it's just tough going from wrestling in front of 20,000, 40,000, 60,000 people, and then after wrestling in front of 25 people, 50 people, and the payoff changes too, you know, making 25,000 for one match and then making 250 for one match, or $500 for one match. You know, it's me. I'm doing well financially, so that I don't have to go on convention shows and sell my pictures and, you know, do things like that for some bucks, you know, like. So I'd rather just, you know, I ask for big money when I do wrestle, but I don't wrestle much because, you know, it's tough for the promoters to extend good money, you know.